jumping in 3, 2, 1, mark.
The civilian fleet's right behind us. Most of the ships are running on fumes right now.
We're out of options. It's now or never.
Hey, what's up? Joe Blow here with the review for Titanfall. Like a lot of people, I jumped on the hype train pretty early on for this game. I finally got my hands on it, and I have to say, it did not disappoint. There isn't much to say about Titanfall's story. This is strictly a multiplayer game, and they said so from the beginning. There is a campaign mode, but it's really just a bunch of random multiplayer modes with dialogue during gameplay. It's actually pretty distracting too, which is unfortunate because the voice acting is great and doesn't get its due.
There he is!
Overall, the campaign mode feels like a last-minute note to answer those that say, you can't charge $60 for a multiplayer-only game, that's crazy! It would have been much better if they took that time and money wasted on the campaign and spent it on fleshing out the rest of the game. The gameplay is what really sells this game. It's hard to really explain how well everything is handled without having you actually put your hands on it, but trust me, it's great. When you start your missions, you're a pilot with a primary and secondary weapon, an ordnance kit, traditionally grenades, a tactical kit, stealth by default, and an anti-Titan weapon. As you progress, you gain more and more XP, which brings your pilot up through the levels and also unlocks weapons and abilities. There aren't many weapons and abilities in the end, and it's apparent that the team at Respawn went for quality and not quantity. It's all about picking the right tools for the job and building your loadout accordingly. Everything is very fast, and at first sight it might seem like just another shooter where people run around and kill each other faster than they can realize they're playing a game. But after a few minutes you'll realize that's not the case at all. There's so much strategy involved not only in Titanfall as a whole, but in every single instance of a multiplayer match. What works in one might not work in another. You're essentially always moving and always pushing toward your next play, whether that be taking out some AI grunts, wiping out a pilot, rodeoing a Titan, or setting a trap. There are multiple ways to approach multiple enemies and it never gets boring. I hardly ever call on my Titan because I have so much fun maneuvering around as a pilot, and whenever I do call my Titan, it's because I want to run him into the middle of a bunch of enemy Titans and nuke myself.
Hey man, this is not looking good.
There's a lot of attention to detail too. I'm still constantly seeing new ways to get into my Titan. I've gone in through the top, it's grabbed me mid-jump, and I've slid underneath it for it to pick me up. It's all part of the fun of Titanfall. The only thing I really dislike in Titanfall's gameplay is the forward-facing melee. Doing a melee attack from behind someone is quick and precise neck snap, which is pretty devastating when you're on the receiving end. The forward-facing melee, however, is this: a kick. You kick your opponent, and they topple over. 30 bullets to the face? No. Boot kick to the chest? Immediate death. Very unfulfilling, and it looks even more silly as a spectator seeing a couple of soldiers jump kicking after each other. One of my favorite things in this game that really helps it stand out is the double jump jetpack and the wall run. You can really maneuver around enemies and in and out of buildings by timing your jetpack's boost just right. You can also eject out of your Titan and land on an enemy Titan to take them out with a perfectly timed double jump. Wall running is great for getting up that extra bit as you can go nearly anywhere on all the maps. Only locations that are super duper high up make you rejoin the battle within 8 seconds or so. At the end of each match, there's an epilogue where the losing team retreats to an evac location and the winning team tries to destroy them all before they escape. You can even destroy the evac ship with enough ammo. This is good and bad. It's good as the winners because you get some hefty points when you do so. But when you're the losing team, you're literally a sitting duck as you have no way to fire back, except with the weapons you possess and only in the narrow window allotted. Needless to say, if a couple of Titans are at your evac site, you're not going home. Unfortunately, you can't just play a private game with your friends. You have to join the rest of the world no matter what. Additionally, you can't select which map you want to play on. It's all completely random. I'm not sure if this is because Respawn doesn't want you to get tired of any maps or doesn't want to show its hand as far as how many maps they have, but that's definitely a downer. These are some flagships of a multiplayer game that this multiplayer-only game is missing. Also, the matchmaking is extremely unbalanced. I found myself as a level 1 playing against a bunch of level 50s and up. Apparently Respawn is working on fixing that, but needless to say, it was quite a struggle to raise my level, getting slaughtered non-stop. Having higher levels doesn't necessarily make you better, but it definitely gives you access to more weapons and abilities. It's like a thug with a gun versus RoboCop.
Your move, creep.
Lastly, there are burn cards. These are awarded to you continuously throughout your gameplay and based on different feats you accomplish. Once you get up to level 9, you'll have 3 burn card slots available to you. You can activate 1 burn card per life, and you only have access to 3 at a time per match. Burn cards vary from cutting out Titan wait time to enhance weaponry to enhance mobility. Also, there are cool random cards like Respawn Where You Die, which is obviously great for a game of Capture the Flag where you get killed while carrying the flag and you want to get right back to it. There's just so much attention to detail, and I can only see this game growing with time. There are no cutscenes to pause, and you can't pause a live game, so if you're going to play this, you better have some time to set aside. No, this game is very violent and there's definitely blood to be spilled. Yes, being a multiplayer game, you can pick this up whenever, and you will. Definitely buy this game. With only a few hang-ups, Titanfall definitely lived up to my expectations, and a lot of things can be fixed or even improved upon with patches in the future. I think a true campaign would really make this game shine, but I won't fault them for that since they were upfront from the get-go. It's fun, it's fast, it's fantastic. Seriously, go get this game.